Stop scrolling right now. This message is not appearing in front of you by accident. According to a powerful spiritual message connected with Archangel Michael, the date March 8, 2026 is believed to be a moment when many people may begin to notice a significant shift in their lives. If you are hearing these words right now, take the next few seconds seriously and listen carefully, because sometimes the universe places a message in front of someone exactly when they need to hear it the most. For a long time you may have been feeling stuck, confused, or even wondering why certain doors in your life refuse to open. Maybe you have been praying, hoping, or asking God for a sign that things will finally start changing. Many people experience periods like this where nothing seems to move forward no matter how hard they try. But spiritual traditions often say that moments of waiting are sometimes the preparation stage before something bigger begins to unfold. The message connected with Archangel Michael speaks about a turning point. Not necessarily a sudden miracle that changes everything in 1 second, but a powerful shift that can begin altering the direction of your life. It could appear in different forms. For some people it might be an opportunity they did not expect. For others it might be clarity about a decision they have been struggling with. Sometimes change arrives through a conversation, a new idea, or a situation that pushes someone toward a better path. What makes this moment interesting is that many people ignore these signals when they appear. They dismiss them as coincidence or assume nothing important will come from them. But history is full of stories where small moments became the starting point of life-changing events. A message read at the right time. A decision made during a quiet night. A realization that suddenly made everything clearer. If you have been feeling that something in your life needs to change, this could be the time to pay closer attention to your thoughts and the opportunities around you. Spiritual guidance often encourages people to remain aware, calm, and open to the possibilities that may begin appearing. Sometimes the change people are waiting for begins with a small action they were previously afraid to take. This is also a moment to reflect on your faith and your intentions. Ask yourself honestly what kind of future you truly want. Are there habits you need to leave behind? Are there goals you have been postponing because of fear or doubt? Change rarely arrives if someone continues repeating the same patterns that kept them stuck in the first place. As March 8, 2026 approaches, the most important thing you can do is remain attentive to the direction your life is taking. Notice the people entering your life, the opportunities appearing around you, and the thoughts that suddenly feel clearer than before. These moments may not look dramatic at first, but they can slowly lead you toward a completely different path. Many spiritual teachers say that Archangel Michael represents protection, courage, and guidance during moments of transformation. Whether someone believes this symbolically or spiritually, the idea behind it remains powerful. Courage is often the key that allows people to step into the life they were meant to live. So instead of ignoring this moment, take it as a reminder to stay aware and ready for change. Sometimes the message itself is not the miracle. The miracle is what happens when someone finally decides to move forward with faith and determination, because the truth is, massive change in life rarely starts with noise or chaos. It begins quietly, in a moment when someone realizes that the next chapter of their story is waiting for them to step into it. And that step might begin right now. But the message does not end there. According to the guidance often associated with Archangel Michael, moments of change rarely arrive without a period of testing first. Before a major shift appears in someone's life, they often experience confusion, pressure, or situations that make them question whether things will ever improve. If you have recently been feeling this way, it may actually be a sign that your life is preparing to move in a different direction. Think about the past few months. Have you noticed unusual challenges, unexpected delays, or situations that forced you to grow stronger than before? Many people go through these moments without realizing that they are part of a preparation stage. Difficult experiences sometimes teach lessons that become necessary for the next chapter of life. This is why the message connected with Archangel Michael often focuses on courage. Courage is not only about facing danger. Sometimes courage simply means continuing to believe that your life can improve even when nothing around you seems to confirm it yet. On March 8, 2026, you may begin noticing small shifts around you. These changes might appear quietly at first. A person who suddenly enters your life with helpful advice. An opportunity you did not expect. A problem that finally begins to resolve after causing stress for a long time. At first these events might seem ordinary, but when you look back later, you may realize that they marked the beginning of something much bigger. Many people miss these moments because they are distracted by fear or negativity. When someone believes nothing good can happen, they sometimes overlook the opportunities that are already appearing in front of them. That is why awareness is so important during times of change. Instead of focusing on everything that went wrong in the past, try to pay attention to what is beginning to move forward now. Even a small step in the right direction can lead to a completely different outcome over time. Life rarely transforms overnight, but once the direction begins to shift, the results can become powerful. Another important part of this message is letting go of the weight you may still be carrying from old disappointments. Holding on to anger, regret, or past mistakes can make it difficult to recognize new blessings when they arrive. Spiritual teachings often say that clearing emotional burdens creates space for something better to enter your life. If you truly want to experience the change that may begin around March 8, 2026, start by preparing your mindset. Focus on gratitude for what you already have, even if your situation is not perfect. Gratitude has a powerful way of changing how people see their lives and the opportunities around them. Remember that guidance connected with Archangel Michael is often described as protection during moments when someone It reminds people that strength does not come from never struggling, it comes from continuing to move forward even when the path ahead is unclear. The next chapter of your life may already be forming quietly behind the scenes. Situations are aligning, people are making decisions, and events are unfolding that you cannot yet see. When the moment arrives, everything may begin making sense in a way that it never did before. So remain patient, stay aware, and keep your faith strong. Because sometimes the biggest transformation in someone's life begins during the exact moment they almost gave up believing it was possible. There is another reason why this message connected with Archangel Michael asks you to pay close attention. Major life shifts rarely happen randomly. Often, they occur when someone is about to step into a new level of responsibility, growth, or opportunity that they were not ready for before. If you have been feeling a strange mix of pressure and expectation recently, it might be because your life is slowly moving toward an important turning point. Many people experience a period right before change arrives where everything feels uncertain. Plans may not work the way they expected. Certain people might distance themselves from their lives. Situations that once felt comfortable may suddenly start feeling wrong. At the time, these moments can feel confusing or even painful. But later, people often realize those situations were actually clearing space for something new. As March 8, 2026 approaches, you might begin to notice signs that your perspective is changing. You may start thinking differently about your future. Goals that once felt impossible may begin to look achievable. Or you may suddenly realize that the path you were following no longer matches the person you are becoming. Transformation often begins inside the mind before it appears in the outside world. This is why courage and clarity are such powerful qualities during times of change. The guidance symbolically associated with Archangel Michael is often linked with strength during uncertain moments. Instead of allowing fear to control decisions, this message encourages people to move forward with confidence and awareness. You might also notice changes in the people around you. Sometimes when someone is about to grow or move into a better phase of life, certain relationships naturally shift. Some people may become more supportive, while others may slowly fade away. Although this can feel uncomfortable at first, it often happens because different stages of life require different types of connections. It is important not to interpret these changes as something negative. Life constantly rearranges circumstances so that individuals can move toward environments that match their growth. What once felt permanent may simply have been temporary preparation for where you are going next. Another interesting thing about transformation is that it often begins quietly. There might not be a dramatic moment where everything changes instantly. Instead, the shift can begin with a single decision, a new opportunity, or a realization that pushes you to take action. From that point forward, one small step can lead to another until you suddenly look back and realize how far you have come. This is why awareness matters so much during times like this. If you ignore your instincts or dismiss opportunities out of fear, you might delay the change that is trying to enter your life. But if you remain open and attentive, you can recognize the moments that guide you toward something better. As the day of March 8, 2026 arrives, take a moment to pause and reflect on your life. Think about the challenges you overcame, the lessons you learned, and the strength you gained along the way. Every experience you have had up to this point has helped prepare you for what comes next. Sometimes the message itself is simply a reminder that you are stronger than you realize and that your story is still unfolding. The future is not fixed, but your willingness to move forward with courage can shape what happens next. And the moment that begins, that change might be closer than you think. As this message continues, it becomes even more important to understand why guidance connected with Archangel Michael keeps reminding you to stay aware of what is happening around you. Major life changes rarely appear suddenly without warning. Most of the time, there are small signals and quiet moments that begin guiding a person toward a completely different direction. You may have already noticed some of these signals in your life. Perhaps there have been unusual coincidences, unexpected conversations, or situations that made you stop and think more deeply about your future. At first these moments might seem ordinary, but when several of them happen within a short period of time, they can begin forming a pattern. Sometimes that pattern is life trying to redirect you. Many people spend years following routines that feel safe but do not truly make them happy. They continue doing the same things every day because it feels easier than taking a risk or exploring something new. But eventually there comes a moment when the inner voice becomes louder than the comfort of routine. That voice begins asking questions. Is this really the life you want to live? Are you moving closer to your purpose or just repeating the same cycle every day? Are there dreams you have ignored because you were afraid of failing? Moments like these often appear when transformation is near. The message symbolically associated with Archangel Michael is often about courage during these turning points. Courage does not mean everything will be easy. Instead, it means having the strength to move forward even when the outcome is not completely certain. As March 8, 2026 arrives, you might notice a moment where something inside you begins to shift. It could be a new idea that excites you. It could be the realization that a situation in your life needs to change. Or it might simply be the feeling that you are ready to stop holding yourself back. Many people ignore these moments because they are afraid of what others might think. They worry about making the wrong decision or stepping outside their comfort zone. But growth almost always requires stepping into the unknown. Think about every major achievement in human history. None of them happened because someone stayed comfortable. They happened because someone believed strongly enough in a possibility that they were willing to move forward despite uncertainty. This message encourages you to think about your own possibilities. What would your life look like if you truly believed that positive change was possible? What would you attempt if fear was not constantly holding you back? What dreams would you pursue if you trusted your abilities more than your doubts? These questions are important because they help reveal the direction your life may be trying to move toward. Another important part of transformation is letting go of things that no longer serve you. This might include negative habits, toxic relationships, or beliefs that limit your confidence. Holding on to these things can make it difficult for new opportunities to enter your life. When people talk about protection and strength connected with Archangel Michael, they often describe it as a reminder to protect your peace and your purpose. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay forever, and not every path you start will remain the right one for your future. Learning to release what no longer aligns with your growth is part of moving forward. As the energy of change builds around March 8, 2026, try to focus on what truly matters to you. Spend time reflecting on your goals, your values, and the kind of life you want to create. The clearer you become about your intentions, the easier it becomes to recognize opportunities that align with them. You may also start noticing a stronger sense of intuition during this period. Intuition is that quiet feeling inside you that guides your decisions even. As this message moves forward, there is one more important thing to understand about the guidance often associated with Archangel Michael. Transformation in life does not only come from opportunities appearing, it also comes from the choices you make when those opportunities arrive. Many people pray for change, hope for miracles, and ask for signs, but when the moment to act finally appears, fear sometimes makes them hesitate. This is why awareness and courage are so important during times of transition. As March 8, 2026 approaches, you may feel a stronger urge to reflect on the direction your life is taking. Certain thoughts may return again and again in your mind. Goals you once ignored may start feeling important again. You might even begin noticing that the things which once satisfied you no longer feel meaningful. These feelings are not unusual during moments of growth. Sometimes life reaches a point where staying the same becomes more uncomfortable than changing. When this happens, people begin searching for something deeper, more purpose, more peace, and a clearer sense of direction. That search is often the beginning of transformation. Messages connected symbolically with Archangel Michael often emphasize the idea of protection and strength while stepping into new chapters of life. The path ahead may not always be easy, but every step you take with confidence brings you closer to the life you truly want. One important lesson many people learn during times of change is that not every door is meant to remain closed forever. Some doors were closed in the past because the timing was not right. Other doors closed because they were leading in the wrong direction. But when the right moment arrives, new paths can appear that you never expected. Imagine looking back at your life a few months or years from now. You might realize that a small decision you made during this period became the beginning of something much bigger. Maybe it was the decision to try something new. Maybe it was the courage to leave a situation that was holding you back. Or maybe it was simply the moment you chose to believe in yourself again. These decisions can change everything. Another part of this message is about patience. Many people expect transformation to happen instantly, but real change often unfolds gradually. Opportunities grow step by step, relationships evolve over time, and personal growth develops through experience. Trusting this process can make the journey less stressful and more meaningful. During this period around March 8, 2026, try to stay focused on what truly matters to you. Avoid distractions that pull you away from your goals. Spend time improving your mindset, strengthening your faith, and building the confidence needed to move forward. It is also important to remember that you are not defined by your past mistakes. Every person has moments they wish they could change, but those experiences often contain valuable lessons. Instead of allowing regret to control your future, use those lessons as guidance for making better decisions now. The symbolism connected with Archangel Michael often reminds people that strength comes from perseverance. Even when the road ahead looks uncertain, continuing to move forward with determination can open possibilities you never imagined before. If you truly want to experience the positive shift this message is talking about, begin preparing yourself mentally and emotionally. Focus on gratitude, stay open to new opportunities, and trust that the effort you invest in your growth will eventually lead to meaningful results. Your life is not finished. Your story is still unfolding. And sometimes the chapter that changes everything begins with a single moment when someone decides they are ready for something greater than the life they were living before. As this message reaches its final part, it is important to understand the deeper meaning behind the guidance often connected with Archangel Michael. Messages like this are not meant to create fear or pressure. Instead, they serve as reminders that every person reaches moments in life when they must decide whether to stay the same or step forward into growth. By the time March 8, 2026 arrives, you may already begin to notice subtle shifts in your thoughts and circumstances. Certain situations might start making more sense. Problems that once felt overwhelming may slowly begin to lose their power over you. And most importantly, you may start realizing that the strength you were searching for has been within you all along. Many people spend years waiting for someone else to change their lives. They wait for the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment, or the perfect conditions. But the truth is that transformation often begins when someone finally decides that they will not allow fear or doubt to control their future anymore. That decision can be powerful. The message symbolically associated with Archangel Michael is often described as a reminder of courage, protection, and inner strength. These qualities become most important when a person stands at the edge of a new chapter in life. At first the path ahead might seem uncertain, but every meaningful